Hi, welcome to You Can Talk. I'm Ruth Finney, and I'm so very glad you clicked here because this is the channel you've been looking for. A channel solely dedicated to helping you talk your way to healthier relationships. If you're married or dating, if you have some level of family or friends or people you work with, then somewhere in at least one of these areas, I know you've struggled with communication. If you're ready to experience some real change with your relationships and you're willing to put some simple principles into practice, meet me here on Thursdays. Become a part of this talk community by subscribing to You Can Talk and walk with me through the user's manual as we discover some revelations in communication that you can incorporate into your life. Here on this channel, we will tackle some of the most common and challenging issues we all face so you can talk your way to healthy relationships. In the last episode, we talked about how to acknowledge and accept our words and behavior versus always looking to lay blame and defending the things that we say just to win an argument. If you missed it, I'll put a link below for you to go back and see what our user's manual had to say about that. However, in today's episode, I will be discussing who's getting the best of me. No matter what culture, profession, organization, or groups that we're a part of, just about everyone in some way lives a life of service. Often we love and are dedicated to the entities that we've chosen to serve so much that we pour everything, every part of our lives and every part of our being into the things that we've chosen to serve. Even now, people are looking for ways to help others in this time of the coronavirus crisis, looking for things that they can do to be of service to others. We'll often even look for a mate that feels the same way that we do about whatever it is that we've chosen to serve. We'll raise our children to develop a passion for it so that they can serve in it as well. The willingness and the levels of which we choose to serve another is a freedom that we'll often even volunteer to partake in because of the natural high that it gives us. The act of serving brings value and vitality to the life of an individual. It inherently gives us a sense of purpose and satisfaction, fulfillment, joy, and maybe even pride to be able to serve another human being, to somehow make their life better or in some way just spare them some hardship and pain. Our manufacturer actually created us to serve one another. If we take a look in Galatians 5, verses 13 through 14, it says, "For you were called to freedom, brothers, only do not use your freedom as an opportunity for the flesh, but through love serve one another. For the whole law is fulfilled in one word. You shall love your neighbor as yourself." Service is a natural antidote to depression, loneliness, and isolation. It provides visible certainty that we matter, and it gives us a palpable assurance that if we were not here, these acts might go undone, and as a result, others might suffer. However, typically when it comes to our relationships with those we care about the most, the act of service is not quite what comes to mind. We don't wake up thinking, how can I serve my spouse today? Or my friends, or my family, or my partner. Most of the time, we are just trying to figure out how we can get through the day with the least amount of turmoil, hardships, or stress. And unfortunately, that's the emphasis that's brought forth when we're communicating with them. We'll say things like, "Am I going to have to pick up the kids again today since you still have to work late?" Or maybe you've said this, "How much longer is this depression thing going to last? Because you are ruining our lives. Why can't you just get over it? Don't they have a pill for this?" Many couples like to run around quoting the hashtag Team Us mentality. But the reality is that all too often when a relationship is grappled with the hardships that come with life, we fail to be mindful that our highest priority of service should be given to those that we care about the most. Our kindness, our patience, our compassion, our attention, our focus, our energy, our friendship, our laughter, our love, all these things, our very best self should be experienced the most by those closest to us. Instead, our best conversations and our kindest words and our love and support are given most often to people like our customers or our patients, our clients, the poor, the sick, the hungry, the needy, people we barely like, and sometimes even complete strangers. While those closest to us often get the mucky reserves of what's left in our tank from the day. So let's take a look at our user's manual and see what the manufacturer has to say about what love should fully look like for all relationships. Let's take a look at the book of Corinthians. This is a book written by the Apostle Paul to a group of new Christians who were troubled with division and corruption, idolatry, and spiritual immaturity. He writes not only to encourage them, but he gives them instructions on how to live as godly examples in the midst of an immoral society. In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 8, Paul says, "Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It's not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. Love never ends. As for prophecies, they will pass away. And as for tongues, they'll cease. And as for knowledge, it also will pass away." Paul is saying that love is patient and kind. It endures irritants without anger or retaliation, and endures a kind of long suffering, meaning things that aren't always easy and convenient. It doesn't hold back, but steps forward to solve a problem, share a burden, or meet a need. And it sounds more like this. "Hey, I know you've been having to work late, so don't worry about picking up the kids. I got it. Just let me know when your schedule eases up." Love does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices with the truth. It's not happy to see others hurt, but it bears all things and endures the often unintended. It believes all things, assuming the best and not the worst of others, and it maintains a positive attitude. And it sounds more like this. I know you're really struggling with this depression, and though I don't understand everything about mental illness, know that you have my support in seeking out any avenues or tools that we can commit to working on and helping us to better manage our lives together with this. Love does not envy. It does not covet or desire things that belong to others. Love does not brag. It's not self-centered. It's not egotistical. And it focuses on the welfare of others. Love is not proud. It builds up others before self. So when you might want to say something like this, "Adrian just got a new car. Her man must really love her. If we weren't still paying on your loan, I'd be able to afford my own car. Why should I have to still ride around in this old clunker just because of your debt? I deserve better than this." Think about saying something like this. "I know that we're currently dealing with some financial strain, but I am thankful that at least we have a plan that we're working in order to put us back into a place of financial freedom. And I feel confident that we'll be able to get there much faster together." Love does not behave inappropriately. It's not ugly or indecent, and it doesn't try to humiliate or insist on its way. Love is not provoked to anger, quick-tempered, or harbor resentment. So instead of saying something like this, "I don't know why your parents still think they have to do things for you. I hope you know I just throw it away as soon as they leave. They don't even care about how I might feel. You're married now, and we don't need them for anything. Do they think I'm not taking care of you or something? Everyone should just keep to themselves, and we'd all be better off." Instead of that, think about saying something more to the tune of this. "It's wonderful to see the way your parents still show you love by bringing things over when they're around. But I want them to know that we have more than we need right now, and I don't want them to feel that your needs are not being met. So can we agree to have them ask if we want or need anything before they just provide things that we may not need?" Remember that old saying, "You can catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar." Well, that still rings true. We could commit acts to feed the hungry, provide aid to the poor, help the sick, encourage the depressed, and sacrificially serve all those we see in need. But if love is not in our hearts and expressed in our mouths and experienced by those that we care about the most, it's worthless, and it only serves to seek reward for selfish reasons. If you can relate to any or all of these communication struggles, and you're tired of the seemingly endless cycle of communication barriers that are keeping you from the relationships that you desire to have with others, then become a talker. Subscribe to You Can Talk. Select that notification bell down below and meet me here on Thursdays for the next episode where we'll be discussing lip service. Leave a comment below and let me know what will be your tip of the week or talk-inspired practice that you're willing to commit to working on. How will you make sure that your best self is experienced the most by those closest to you? Whatever it is, I'm rooting for you and praying for you because you can tame the tongue, approach with compassion, listen deeply, knock down the barriers, and talk your way to healthier relationships. Let your communication be the light of God's love the world so desperately needs to hear. Thanks for watching, and if you would, please like and share this video, and I'll see you here next Thursday.